Previously on Babies and Broadswords.
The kids decided to save the robot children from a mysterious figure known only as the Big Diz. They find themselves in a small world, and in the middle of the small world is a large metal tower. They spoke with a mysterious voice over something called an Intico, who agreed to let them inside so they could further discuss being heroic children.
That's what it's spelled. Hello?
Hello?
Have we found the person who needs rescuing yet?
One more floor. Just come on up, hero children. He's probably in his 50s or 60s. He's old to you. And it takes you a moment to realize that he's got a glass jar around his head. He looks past you and says, "Get them, mouse."
What?
I know someone who's a bigger, deader, jerkier person. Invisible Grandpa, Invisible Grandpa, Invisible Grandpa!
And there's a whoosh. No one will think you hurt Big Cindy, because no one will remember you exist. And then the fog dissipates as the Invisible Grandpa disappears. Good morning, afternoon, day, and evening, Podlers out there in the real world. Welcome to Make Believe. This is your sitter extraordinaire, Jason, and you are joining us for another episode of Even Footing Games presents Babies and Broadswords.
Babies and Broadswords.
Babies and Broadswords.
Thank you. I'm here with my pretty useful crew, my core four, Lee, Jack, Jimmy, and Aaryn. Say good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Say good night, Gracie. We are so.
I've already made this joke before.
I make this joke every episode. It's a thing. We have things. We have repetitive bits that help us create a parasocial relationship with the audience, so they feel like they are friends joining in on the inside joke.
Correct.
Those of you at home, you've heard our recap announced by Steve. Thank you, Steve. But for us, we have no object permanence and the memory spans of 4-year-olds. So just a quick recap for our players and for myself. On our last episode, you all found yourselves into a tiny village, almost a small world, if you will, ascended a tower and fought the Big Diz and his sidekick, the Mouse. The mouse being, of course, a giant mouse, and the Big Diz being a head in a jar. Although to say that you fought them probably isn't fair so much as Thwompkins summoned the Invisible Grandpa, who took care of them with his...
Hey, we still did some stuff to that mouse. We still roughed up that mouse.
Oh yeah, you did some stuff to the mouse. Yeah, you put up some...
I threw ink in his face. Come on.
Pushed a button. I think Thwompkins and Blackjack tripped him. Yeah.
They were about to get away. This was to,
And somebody said some things.
There were definitely things said. And actions done. But in the end, it was Thwompkins and his connection to the Invisible Grandpa who was able to summon him all the way down to the sewers. And Invisible Grandpa took care of the Big Diz and the Mouse. And then he asked Thwompkins what Thwompkins wanted. And Invisible Grandpa, being a malevolent entity, decided to up the ante by saying nobody would blame him because no one would remember who the kids were. What are the repercussions of that? We don't know. The animatronic little dolls put you on a boat that's on a rail and sent you down the river, away from the tiny land, very much of a small world. And they began to sing their own song, which was not very good, but at least it was not copyrighted.
So what you're saying is that Thwompkins is now a warlock.
Kind of, sort of, maybe. We did answer the question.
Little heifer didn't last long, huh?
No, I'd say.
We did answer the question, what does it mean that the Invisible Grandpa knew Thwompkins' name? And apparently it means that Thwompkins could call the Invisible Grandpa from wherever he was. So, something to keep in mind. But now that Grandpa has been given his harmonica back, thank you, Daybella, apparently he is no longer confined to the old potties. So who knows what's going to happen now.
Dun dun dum.
But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Invisible Grandpa everywhere.
It's all Invisible Grandpa now.
It's all the way down.
It's Invisible Grandpa's all the way down.
We're going to have to rename the show, Even Footing Games Presents Invisible
Grandpa.
Grandpas and Grumps.
Don't give away the next game. So the gentle rocking of the boat on the rail and the clear, clean water and the soft lighting and the elevator music that sort of pitches through soothes and calms your frazzled nerves, and each of the babies drifts off into a gentle slumber. Everybody gets their knacks restocked, everybody gets their abilities back, everybody gets their perk use back, and you can choose one of your misfortunes to drop back down to 0.
And rather than do the one that is the highest for me, I'll do the one that makes the most sense. Tummy aches.
The one that you can not afford to take any more damage. That makes sense.
Oh no, my lowest actually is Grumps, max. Oh yeah, I got 5.
That's still pretty good. I think Lee's been floating around with, 2 ouchies for the majority of the game?
Yeah. Well, no, my ouchies aren't so bad right now. My grumps are at 4 right now.
As are mine.
I'll sit here with my 10, my 10 max ouchies.
Oh, I've got 10 ouchies. Pin a rose on your nose, Thwompkins. Right.
Well, I mean, he has a flower in his inventory, so...
He does, actually. That's true.
And that's supposed to be for Cindy.
It's gotta be all crumpled by now.
Not Cindy with an eye. Oh, of course it is. Of course it is.
Cindy, your fire elemental girlfriend, who the second she touches that flower, it'll probably burst into flames.
She's a friend that's a girl?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh wait, that's gonna happen? I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
I don't know. Sometimes the narrator talks to you with Thwompkins, and sometimes it's just me saying stuff out loud, so you gotta... Jack, remember what we talked about, the line between fantasy and reality? How we had that discussion?
Right.
No, actually, I don't think I ever had that conversation with you.
No, I don't think we did. Or was I dreaming that? I don't know anymore.
That.
I would say I think I started to have that conversation, and I could see you start to tear up, and I was like, oh, I don't want to hit him with reality.
But it's because you brought up the potential that maybe this podcast is just all my imagination.
Are we talking to Thwompkins or are we talking to Jack?
You're talking to Jackkins.
Is there a difference? All right.
So we're floating along.
You're floating on the river. Thank you for getting us back onto track. And you all you're all taking your little snoozes in your little puddle on the bottom of the boat. When it comes to a gentle stop, boop, up against the end of the river, and you all kind of adorably wake up, however that looks, for whatever you are. This
I'm so sleepy.
I'm
Wake up
sure.
with a tummy ache.
It shouldn't anymore. It's
I
still
feel
a nap. You hungry?
You know what I want? I want those puffy yellow queenie things.
We
We
have some of those biscuits.
We got the biscuits.
Okay, that's okay.
I like the
I don't
biscuits.
have any biscuits.
I like those. Okay, it's okay.
I feel like we got one from Nadia each.
Yeah, she gave each of you a biscuit.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I ate mine
you
right
know,
away,
just-
though. I remember saying that.
Yep, I eat it.
I realized that Thwompkins was in the Brown River, so it's probably best he doesn't eat his.
I don't know. When Thwompkins
I want to leave that one around.
When Thwompkins goes stone, does
I imagine everything on his person does.
Okay, so I mean,
He cleaned it off.
your biscuit might be okay.
It's just
You're
glazed.
gonna have to risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit.
I mean, we already know you did it all for the cookies. You might as well risk it for the biscuit. Your boat has stopped. You all wake up, and you're in a. You found that the river ends in the opening to a large room, which has stacks and stacks of boxes on wire shelves. There are cardboard boxes on these wire shelves stacked to the ceiling, and they extend for, as far as you can see. The room is big and vast and pretty well lit, and it looks like somebody comes through regularly and sweeps the aisles or dusts the shelves, and Each of the wire racks with these boxes, there's words written on each of the boxes. So they're labeled, they're somehow sorted, but it seems like you've come to a part of the sewer that is well maintained and strangely in some semblance of order, which is one thing you haven't seen anywhere. There are places where people live, and there are places that are cozy and comfy down in the sewer, but everything is kind of ramshackled and thrown together, except for down here. There seems to be some sense of order and purpose to this giant warehousey type place where you are.
Could Henry try to read one of the boxes?
Give me a brainy roll, Henry.
Can Thrompkins try to climb the boxes because they're boxes?
9.
First of all, we'll look at one of the boxes. You look at a box with a 9, Henry, and you make out the word doll and leg and right. Thwompkins, give me a nimble roll. You want to climb up the wire shelving, the wire racks? Yeah.
There's stuff to climb.
I want to open a box.
5 plus 5 is 10.
Yeah, Thwompkins, you just scurry right up the side. The racks are almost like a ladder to you, and you find yourself on top of the wire racks, where there's actually nothing on top. You're about maybe 7 feet off the ground, give or take.
Oh, I'm so high.
Up there. You're up real high. Give me another... Actually, you're up high. Just give me a straight precociousness roll. No. Scratch that. Yes, precociousness. Give me a precociousness roll.
Natural 6 plus 3 is a 9.
Oof.
This luck will not remain.
You get a little dizzy for a second at the height. You experience maybe the first flash of vertigo, but then you realize, wait a second, I'm a gargoyle. I was born to perch on high places. This is what I'm for. And Thwompkins just kind of strikes a pose on top of the edge of one of the wire racks.
Ooh.
And he looks
good up there.
He looks good up there. He looks real. He looks like he's...
Really?
He looks majestic up there almost.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
Very tough.
If I were an evil spirit, I would not want to inhabit that building. No, sir. Yep. Daybella, you open one of the boxes at random.
Yeah, so basically just the one that's closest to me. I just kind of walk up and boop, open it.
It is a box full of tops, but just the bottom part of the top. So not the spinny handle part, just the actual
like
top.
A toy top.
Yeah, it's like a toy top. Like,
Okay.
you
The
push
bottom
it down
part of the top.
Yes. But they're all bottom parts. It's like 6 or 7 bottom parts of the top in the first box you check.
This is what I thought. It's like at Chastity's. It's all just broken toys in the box.
How big are they?
Can Henry open his doll leg right box?
It is full of doll legs, but just the right legs. And there's
How big are the tops?
The tops, they're
The
probably...
bottom of the tops.
The bottom of the tops. I mean, they're good-sized tops. They're probably like maybe 4 or 5 inches around in diameter. So...
I put one on my head.
Okay. You put one on your head, like, to balance it there?
No, it's gonna be a hat, yeah. I got a lot of hair. I probably can, like, nestle it in there.
Okay,
All
sure.
of the mushrooms.
Sure. You have a top hat now. It's a top hat! Nice top hat!
That's very nice.
Gold star.
Does your handkerchief
that's me saying
dollies
that.
need any more legs?
No, they got dresses.
Oh, you told they can
I show-
always use
They
more
could
legs.
look like the janitor.
Got a lot of legs.
Thanks.
Wait.
A lot of legs on that janitor.
Wait, when people wear dresses, they don't have legs?
Well, not these
Sometimes.
ones.
Sometimes they got a bunch of legs under there.
Oh.
Sometimes they have none and they just kind of float.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I see them at night.
I know
Those
that
people are
for
jerks.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of legs in here, and they look like doll legs, so if you needed a couple more, we got you covered.
I'll look through them, but she's not going to pick any out.
Ignatius just starts
She
ripping
already
boxes open. Like
Just
this.
this many.
What's in here? What's in here? What's in here?
Oh.
Every box you rip open are parts of broken toys, but they're all gathered together. So it's half it's broken, a box of broken red crayons, and another is just wooden blocks with the letter Q on them, and another box is slinkies that have all been bent and jangled up in the middle. It's somebody, it seems, has been either breaking toys or collecting toys, but they have a filing method for the toys. So you're always going to find the same type of toy in every box, but everyone you check, it's either missing or it's broken or it's just a part of. You haven't found any full toys in any of the boxes.
Are there any doll heads?
Make me a crafty roll, see if we can find some doll heads.
That's going to be a 6.
Yeah, there probably are. Thwompkins, you're up on the top rack.
Uh-huh.
You've got a better view.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give me a brainy roll to see if you can make out any boxes?
Jeez, okay, another 6. 6 and 3 is 9. I'm gonna crash so hard later.
Yeah, eventually your luck's going to run out, and it'll be glorious.
Thwompkins is up high.
He's up high.
Yeah.
Thwompkins, up from where you are, you hear Ignatius going, doll heads, doll heads. I'm looking for doll heads.
Doll heads?
And you see a box across on the opposite wire rack. So it's you're up on one section of shelving, and there's like a 5-foot gap and between you and the next section of shelving, and you see a box that says doll heads, missing eye.
Doll
Why would I put
eats missing air.
Ooh, kala. Ooh, baby.
I think
Why you baby talking, Thwompkins?
Doll
You're a big kid.
heads. Doll heads. Doll heads? Doll heads!
Yeah.
And he points to the box.
That's what I want.
It's over there.
Ignatius goes running that direction.
It's
It's
Ripping
up
just
high.
every set, like several more boxes, just ripping them all open.
Just-
Hardly paying attention.
Not even looking at them. Are you just ripping them open and yanking stuff out, or are you just
Yeah.
no, that one.
Exactly.
That one. No, that one. No,
If it's
no,
not
no.
doll heads, I move. Unless it's something more intriguing than doll heads, then I would stop. But what's more intriguing than doll heads with one eye, right?
right? You're just causing a mess, basically.
Yeah.
All right. I need from you then, Jamie, give me a nimble roll to see if you can scamper up to the top rack where Ignatius or where Thwompkins is pointing. Give me a -1 though, because you are wreaking havoc while you're doing it.
I'm going to eat a cookie.
Heck yeah, you are.
Heck yeah. I don't have an eraser, but I will just scratch it out. So I'm at 6 cookies. And
At least you're using the correct character sheet for a change. That's nice.
this is the best my character sheet has been in a while. I'm just going to throw that out. I did not
All right.
copy off of
Okay.
the previous character sheet. So I will end up with a 7 total with that -1. Watches my cookie usage out.
I would actually like to do look at me, I can help. And be like, no, grab there. No, grab there. No, grab there.
Okay, so go ahead then.
2 grumps. And
Give me a look at me. I can help because he's gonna need it.
and what was the skill roll? It was nimble, you said?
It's a nimble. He's got to climb on up there.
Oh, it's happening. Got a 2, but my nimble's a 5, so that's a 7. You get half of that.
So that puts him
Plus
at
3.
3. So
10?
that puts you at 10. All right, that'll do it. That will do it. We might have to
Thanks, Thwompkins.
do something about that because I really wanted Jimmy to not make that roll. Anyway,
Hey, I can't do it again now. I can't do it again until the rest.
Ignatius scampers up the wire racks, and he's like, "Boy, if you've ever played World on the Super Nintendo,
Oh yeah.
when they get when he's on the wire cages and they flip around, like so he's just like scurrying from box to box on the wire cages.
Well, Thwompkins over here.
Right there.
And Thwompkins guides him to the right box.
I'm just pulling boxes down.
Yep. And you're just boxes are flipping all over on the floor, and you're scrambling, scurrying all over them. And you grab the box that has the doll heads, and you were hanging from the edge of the box, and you just launch yourself backwards, holding the box in your hands, and you do a little flip in midair, and basically land in the box.
Yes. I knew you were going to say that.
and there is an explosion of doll heads. Like a kid jumping into a ball pit, just everywhere.
This is the best. Anybody want a doll head? I'd start throwing doll heads out at everybody.
Sure enough, there's doll heads and they're all missing one eye. Yeah.
What am I gonna do with this?
I don't know, but I want one.
You should probably come down from here. Do you see anything?
Just doll heads while I'm looking for it. Look at all this other cool treasure I found.
I see a lot of stuff. I see boxes. I see more stuff.
Door?
I see you guys. A door?
Henry, look. It's a dragon horde here, Henry. This is your horde of treasure.
But it doesn't have any books, though.
Yeah.
But it's toys.
Henry does feel a yearning, but there's a it's not quite his hoard yet. But there is something, Henry, that you feel deep inside of. Collecting a lot of stuff that I'm never going to use actually feels right.
It does seem like a really... I mean, it could be useful if you just have a bunch of extra stuff that you'll never need for anything.
But you might.
No, I'm saying then you'll never need anything because you'll have all the stuff.
Just get all the things.
All the stuff.
That makes really
Makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just need a doll head because I'm going to use it for, for stuff. And I take out the face paint. I paint the doll's face with the face paint.
Oh, with your cute face paint?
Yeah.
Does it match your face paint?
It does.
Nice.
Well, it matches the Southern Gentleman's. Not my.
Of course.
I don't have any.
The Southern Gentleman does not have any. Or Jimmy Ignatius does not have, but Gregory definitely wears considerable amount of face paint.
It's concealer for his terrible affliction.
Oh, he's got an affliction.
Yeah, ugliness.
Oh, ugliness is an affliction?
Oh, I see.
That's ooh.
I guess that makes sense.
And so I'm talking like the Southern Gentleman and painting. Oh, just a good, clean fun here. Painting the dog face.
Oh, we met a guy who sounded just like that earlier.
No way.
Yeah. He was cool. Not as cool as you, but he was cool.
Okay.
At the mention of a door from Daybell earlier, Thwonkins is trying to see if there is a door, since he's so high
Do you
up.
see a door from up there on the wall or anything?
Way down. And I mean way down. There are probably hundreds of boxes. Like whoever is collecting all the stuff has been doing it for a while. But there is a large, you guess it's a door? It's a garage door, basically, but you don't know this because you've never seen a garage door. It's just a big metal thing in the wall that looks different from the regular wall.
There's a big thing over there. It's shaped like a bunch of doors put together.
Thank you. It's a much better description than what I came up with. I appreciate that, Jack.
How do we choose which door?
Oh no, it's one big thing. Ooh, want to see it.
And Thwonkins
Point it.
Thwonkins points, but also is trying to make his way over there. Actually, delicately, while not trying to knock anything over, because a part of him actually likes the organization that's being done here.
Well, the nice thing about Thwompkins, you're up on the top rack if you're still up there, so you pretty much clear. There's nothing up on that top rack.
Okay.
It's just, so you've got to clear. You can
he's
just easily run along like your own pathway, which is probably going to make it easier for you to get by since Ignatius is just running through and knocking boxes off the shelf. Ignatius also feeling a draw deep inside of him in his core to knock things off of shelves for no reason.
It's just part of who I am.
It's that half cat coming out. Yep.
It's the most fun you can have as an Ignatius.
As an Ignatius. So Henry and Daybella, are you following behind Ignatius as he is? All right. Yeah. So I'm in an.
So well, I guess I'm following Thwompkins. As Thwompkins going over to the door. So
Thwompkins is up on the top of the shelves, so you kind of watching him. Go
underneath him. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I asked him to point, so I was just going in the way that he told me to go.
Oh yeah, he pointed. Yeah.
Okay. So, Daybella, you're just kind of following after Thwompkins. Behind you is Ignatius knocking over every box that he comes across. And Henry, you're pulling up the rear?
Yep.
All right. Henry, there's just toys everywhere. They're all spilling out of the box. Give me a beefy roll to see if you can just muscle your way through all of these toy pits.
Okay, not bad. So a 6 plus a 3 is 9.
That is a 9. That's fine. Henry, the mess that Ignatius is making, were you a slighter, two-legged creature, might cause you some trouble walking over and around, but you just kind of shove things out of the way with your...
Whip my tail
with
back
your
and
tail,
forth.
yeah. I whip my tail back and forth, yeah. You okay there, Jimmy?
That's so dumb.
That one really got him.
I'm always amazed at what really gets Jimmy sometimes. It's like, it's the most innocuous thing will break him for a moment, yeah. Breaking the disorder of things, Henry, is giving you a bit of a little bit of an anxiety, but you're pushing through. But more and more, the more boxes you see, the more of this collection that you see. Again, you're getting more and more of that yearning to start just boxing things up yourselves that you're never going to pull out again. Which could be both because
you never know when you might need to pull it out.
Which could both be because Henry is a dragon, or because Henry is a nerd, and nerds collect things that they really don't need.
We need all of them.
So dragons are just nerds.
Dragons are huge nerds. That's
both
what it comes down
and.
to.
Yes.
Both and.
Exactly what it is.
Yes. The draw would be there either way, but it's amplified. Thwompkins, you're at the end of the shelving units, and there's that 7-foot drop to get back down to the ground. There's nowhere else to run. How you getting down?
He's just going to climb down.
You gonna climb down? All right, give me a number roll.
Clamber on down.
3 and 5 is 8.
Yeah, you get down, no problem. You drop the last couple of feet, but you're fine. Your stocky little body takes the...
Land on the butt in a cute way, not so much a painful.
Right. No, you do the 3-point superhero Black Widow landing.
Oh.
Yeah. And everyone's like, ooh. Except for Florence Pugh. She does not appreciate it. Yeah. You're at the big door, and Daybella, you are right on his heels. And it really is, like Thwompkins said, it looks like someone took a bunch of doors and just shoved them all together. And you don't see a handle or doorknob like you normally.
How do you
I
open
push
it?
on it.
It rattles a little
Why
bit,
did so
Daybella.
many doors?
Oh, I like that noise.
It goes, rattle, rattle, rattle.
Ooh. Thwompkins
But
keeps
like
doing
more
it.
of a rattly noise. Yeah.
Thwompkins does it again. He likes the noise.
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
This is scary.
Okay.
This is loud.
Okay. Rattle, rattle, rattle.
Rattle, rattle.
Ignatius grabs on and starts rattling as well.
Rattle, 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 rattle. So the two of you were just rattling.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else rattling the door?
No, Daybella's covering her ears and looking around to find a way to open it.
Too loud.
She's looking around like the top of it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
See if she can find. Sometimes there's. I remember there's a speaker in front of the last door, or button. You talk to the man in the tower. So maybe there's one here.
Well, the last time you talked to a man in the tower didn't actually end well, so maybe
We got to go through the door.
we got the door open. Sure, he tried to turn us into mindless robots, but we got the door open.
Well, we don't think that far ahead. We're not thinking that many steps.
I don't know that the guy in the box who was talking to us and the head in the office was the same
Not the
guy.
same
That was the
person.
same guy.
That was the guy in a box. How could he get? He couldn't fit in the box. The box
He wasn't in a
small.
box. He was in a jar. So it wasn't the guy in the box, because he was a guy in the jar.
He was a guy in a jar. You're right. I stand corrected. There is no button, but there is, Daybella, way up towards the top of the door. It looks like a rope, but it's a rope that is looped around something. So it's like a circle rope, but you don't really see anything else. It's a circle rope that looks like it's looped around a wheel.
Have I seen anything like this before? Like in a book or anything?
Give me a crafty roll.
So that is a 12. That's my
You read 'em.
skill, and I rolled a 6. So
You looked at a book once called Otis and the
Just
Elephant.
once.
Just once. You the only book you've ever looked at, so this worked out well for you. You remember reading a book once called Otis and the Elevator. And what an elevator is, or a elevator, as you all called it, because it's adorable.
Elevator.
It's a box that goes up when you pull on a rope around a tire. So Otis would get into his elevator, and he would pull on the rope around a tire, and it would lift him up into the air.
Oh. Well, it's too bad I didn't read about this one. May we try pulling on the rope?
Rattle, rattle, what? Rattle, 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 rattle.
There's a rope. You can pull on it.
What? I can't hear you.
Ooh!
I see a
Roll.
rope. Wow,
Open
wow,
the
wow.
door.
Henry will go help Daybella.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah, she's gonna try and pull on it. Just pull straight down.
Yep. You gotta hop on Henry to get up there, and you're
Okay.
balancing on his back, which is a maneuver that you've
Yeah,
mastered
I'm
over
great
the
at.
you've mastered over the past few weeks. It's been a lot of climbing on top of Henry to reach up high stuff. And you grab on the rope,
Mhm.
and you pull, and the rope goes, "Zhoo!" and the door starts to roll up, almost like someone's rolling up a piece of paper. It goes, roll, 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 roll,
Whoa!
Whoa.
and it
That's
goes up
cool.
just about, maybe 5 or 6 inches.
Oh, this is like a big bread box, like in the pantry.
There's
I think
bread.
What's bread?
Bread?
It's called a bread box, but there's no bread inside.
Just porridge.
That's more porridge.
Just
Just
more
full of
porridge.
porridge.
I had
Just
bread one
pours
time.
out.
The nurses always
Not
say
even-
go to the bread box to get the porridge.
Not even in a bowl, just
No.
slobs of porridge just shoved in there.
I don't like the bread because it's hard and it looks like Daybella's ears where it's got a little stuff going on. It tastes real.
Hey!
It doesn't taste good. It's better to talk to you than it is to eat, Daybella. Bread
That's
isn't
fine.
good.
We don't eat Daybella. She's our friend.
Bread people are jerks.
Yeah, I don't like bread. This box is bad.
I bit Rocky before, and Rocky bit me.
That was true.
Do
That
you
did
break
happen.
your teeth?
Who's Rocky? Do you mean Esteban?
Esteban.
Esteban, sorry. Esteban.
Because you're rock. That's why you're confused.
Oh yeah.
Because you're made of rocks.
Oh yeah. I'm an Esteban.
Especially his head.
Ooh. Guys, help me pull it up.
Where
We can
is
get it open.
Esteban anyway?
I'll help you,
Where did he get
Daybella.
to?
He disappeared.
Come over and
He does that.
grab onto the ropes with Daybella.
All right, so you climb up on top of Henry too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Henry, give
He's
me a
on top of
muscly
me.
roll. Now you got 2 kids standing on top of you.
Boop, boop.
What kind of roll?
A muscly roll.
Do I have anything to help? Yes. I'm going to use my perk.
Okay.
So I get a +2. So that's a 7.
They are heavy, and you did not know Ignatius was going to be popping up on top of you. He didn't. There was no warning given.
I scampered. I did not pop.
He just jumped up on you.
Scampered.
He scampered up on you, and your four little
Such a distinction.
little
Huge.
dragon legs go whoop out to the sides, and you whoop on your belly,
Aw.
and you're going to take 2 ouchies. And Daybella, I need a muscly roll from you because now you are hanging by the rope, and Ignatius is hanging on you.
Muscly, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother eating a cookie. That's not gonna help. It's a 3.
Daybella's not very muscly.
There's nothing that
Whoop
can
goes
help me with
Daybella.
this.
Whoop goes Ignatius holding on to Daybella. Whoop goes Henry as all 3 of you land in a pile.
Ah.
And Thwompkin's just looking at him.
Just watching it happen. Daybella actually the 2 of them broke your fall a little bit.
Yes.
Daybella takes 2 ouchies. Ignatius, you take 1 when Daybella lands on you.
Oh,
Do I take any more?
You're going to take another ouchie as the 2 of them land on top of you.
are you guys okay?
Ow.
Henry's gonna take a break.
But as...
Oh no, Henry!
I was gonna do. Oh, you have a boo boo.
It's okay.
It's too late, Jack.
much.
Yeah.
We fell on top of him, and Henry just lays there.
But the nice thing is, you managed to hold onto the rope long enough to open the door further, so it's open about a good 2 or 3 feet, so you guys can slide under it pretty easily if you want to.
Hey,
I'm
we
gonna drag
did
Henry
it.
with me.
Come on,
Come on, guys,
Henry.
let's get under.
I'm
Quick.
still. I'm still going to do you have a boo-boo anyway. Where I guess Henry can maybe decide ouchie or tummy ache on the way back, because it does it for everybody.
When Henry comes back, yeah.
So yeah, pop 2 cookies, and everyone gets to choose a ouchie or tummy ache that they can remove.
Ouchies for everybody?
It says heal 1 ouchie and 1 tummy ache from everyone in the party.
Oh my goodness, what a great ability that I might have to
wait, it heals 1 ouchie?
Heal 1 ouchie and 1 tummy ache. I have to do 2 cookies, and I have to take 2 ouchies
it's a big one. Yeah.
Because no one's going to say thank you.
Right. Because everyone's rude.
Wouldn't that be grumps, though, and not ouchies? Handling, no one saying thank you?
I would usually say thank you.
It just hurts that bad.
Henry's out.
Gotta grab Henry and drag him under.
Okay, so I'll take the 2 ouchies.
Okay. And you 2 can heal 1 grump or 1 ouchie.
It says and.
And it's 1 of each? Okay. And you do manage, between the 3 of you do manage to drag Henry under the door.
That's good.
As his little belly scrapes on the ground.
Don't grab his wings. Grab his arms.
And Thwompkin's chest hurts because no one said thank you.
Thwompkins, we need your help.
Sometimes it's not about
grab
you,
the legs.
So some of you grab Henry by the tail. Some of you are pushing his front, and you're just kind of trying to... And he's heavier than he looks.
Gosh, and we should eat so many cookies.
He eats too many cookies.
You're hoarding the cookies.
In his belly, that's the problem. But you manage to kind of roll, drag, push. He's not as heavy as Thwompkins when Thwompkins turned to stone and you guys accidentally knocked him down a hill. It's not that bad. But he's still heavy enough that it takes a little bit of doing.
We gotta drag on.
You gotta drag on the dragon. And everybody make a muscly roll. And if the majority of you succeed, everybody succeeds.
That'll be a 9 for Ignatius.
Good for Ignatius.
4.
I got... You said muscly? Got a 9.
Okay. Good thing those other 2 were here, Daybella.
I'm more of an instructor. I'm just
Daybella is supervising.
Don't grab the tail.
Don't grab his wings. Don't grab... No. You pull him over there.
What if I grab his nose?
No. Your fingers will slide right off. That's where all the...
All right.
Comes. Right.
Ew.
But
here's a hanky.
you manage to drag Henry into the next room, and there are more toys, but they're not sorted into boxes. They are just in random piles. And they're still broken and disused, but they are kind of just gathered up in big piles. And it's not necessarily parts like they are in the boxes, so it's not just a pile of right arms and not just a pile of top hands. It's all of the pieces kind of in the same pile. So all of the pieces of a doll are in a pile, and all of the blocks in a block set are in a pile. It's almost like whoever did this is kind of where they are gathering all of the stuff together to either fix, or maybe they sort them from here later. But there is still an order to things, but it's not. It feels like a halfway point. You know, whatever whoever is managing is doing. This is a staging area for them.
Gosh, I wish Henry was here to see this magnificent horde.
I mean, Henry's right here.
I try shaking Henry. Shake him really hard.
He's having a really hard time.
Henry, you come to, and you are in a room full of piles of toy parts.
Not boxed.
Wait, am I in a room that's different than the room I was in before?
Uh-huh. You got took a bad tumble. But look, I put that Band-Aid on you there.
So, yeah, you actually got to heal 1 ouchie and 1 tummy ache. Though, a little late.
Still good for tummy.
Can I save
Did you
my
re-roll your
damage?
ouchie max?
I did. I got a 1.
So what's your ouchie max? Is it 6 right now?
4.
4? Okay, that's right. Okay.
Alright.
To be fair, they did dragon handle you quite a bit while you were unconscious, so probably wasn't the most restful break you've ever had. It's starting to worry me a little bit how often you kids go unconscious. Can't be healthy. It can't be good for you.
Builds character.
I'm worried.
It'll be
I'm worried
fine.
it builds some serious mental trauma. Is what I'm worried about.
Oh, not the orphanage that
Brains
we
are
live
gonna have
in.
calluses by the end.
Yeah, I was just saying. I'm worried about the CTE. Is what I'm worried about.
I don't think I've ever had Ignatius go on a break.
Ever?
I don't think so.
No, I actually
Boy.
He
don't
hates
think he
that.
ever has.
Famous last words, James.
I'm just looking for it. I've been waiting. What episode are we on? I've been in more trouble.
Yeah, well, I'll figure out a way to. I've tried.
Cautiousness.
I've thrown poo at you. And,
Cautiousness.
okay, I'll keep that in mind. So yes, Henry, you do come to in a different room. I'm not feeling all that much better after your break. Your tail
I'm so confused.
hurts.
And it's
Yeah.
not the room that we were in before with all the.
No, see, these ones aren't boxed.
No. Everything in there was pretty nice and orderly in boxes and on the shelves until Ignatius went through and ripped everything open.
Yeah, that was.
We
really...
went through the door.
But this is a room.
Oh.
The
Okay.
Brad Wolf door.
It was just pieces and piles.
Is there any good stuff?
The stuff, there are pieces of complete toys. So if Daybella has a top hat, in one of the piles you would find both the bottom half and the top part of the top. So they're still broken toys, but the piles are to be completed piles. So it's not just a pile of doll heads, it's all the pieces of the doll in one pile, but they just haven't been,
Assembled.
or this is
Sorted.
where they are deassembled and they haven't been sorted yet. Yeah.
Oh.
Disassembled is the correct word, not deassembled. If I was going to use real words, I would have said disassembled.
Why would you do that?
If I was going to speak the Queen's English.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Hey kiddos, it's Jason, your friendly neighborhood sitter, and I want to talk to you today about Anchor by Spotify. Anchor is an all-in-one podcasting app that lets you edit and record your podcast right from your phone or computer, and then host it on your favorite podcast-catching website. And the best part of all, it is absolutely free. Anchor is what we use to host Even Footing Games Presents Babies and Broadswords, and even though I've had to record this ad 15 times, what you're going to hear is the best version we have, thanks to Anchor. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. It is so easy, a baby could do it.
Hey there, Podlers. Just a couple of announcements today. Tomorrow, or possibly a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, as I am coming to you from the past, Babies and Broadswords is being featured on Beer and Board Games, which is a Blame Society YouTube channel. You know, those guys, they did Chad Vader. A link to the podcast will be in the description once it releases. A note for our parents of younger Podlers, it's probably more of an adult watch, but again, as I am coming to you from the past, I have not yet seen it. We will be releasing our first standalone Winnie the Pooh themed adventure at the end of April, so please stay tuned to all of our social media to get the details for when that releases. And finally, patrons got an extra one-shot episode last week run by me. If you're interested in extra podcasts, blogs, and digital files for all of our games, like our Winnie the Pooh one coming out at the end of the month, consider joining our Patreon. This support is so important to our ability to keep making games and podcasts. Thanks, and back to the show.
Yeah, Daybell's gonna, like, with her little grabby hands, just start looking through these piles, see if she can find anything cool.
What you looking for, Daybell? I'll help.
Another hat, maybe?
Look, hats are good. I like hats. Just start
Another
flinging
hat?
toys everywhere. I could use another hat too.
We don't know whose stuff this is.
When has that ever stopped you?
I'm just
Flumpkin
playing.
sometimes.
Yeah, Daybell hadn't thought about that. She just kind of looks at Flumpkin's
That's
like,
not a concept Ignatius is familiar with. Somebody else's stuff.
What? It's just my stuff that I haven't seen yet. That's
It's just
all it is. Yeah.
stuff.
I just mean that, like sometimes in the playroom, the toys are like, like that's my toy, that's my toy, that's my toy, that's my toy. Whose toys
like
are these?
Hob.
Oh, well, Hob's a meanie.
Yeah, nobody likes that.
Meanie.
Wasn't Cindy talking about all of the toys being everybody's toys, though? Like, if we stop fighting over the toys?
That's why. These are everybody's toys, and I'm everybody, somebody too.
Henry kind of wants to take something, like take a couple parts and like Frankenstein something together.
Okay.
Ooh.
What are we trying to? Okay.
A baby with 4 arms.
That baby got too many hands. Yeah.
Just the right amount
Is too many.
Henry tried to talk Daybella into making his doll into a janitor doll, but she didn't go for it. So
I like my dolls.
Henry's gonna make his own.
Here's what you can find, Henry. There is a pile of doll parts. There is a pile of, it looks like, colored pencils. There is a pile of toy train parts, so wheels and bodies and stuff like that. A few of them have the smiling face of Doug grinning dumbly up at you. There is, you can see a pile of random blocks, and you can see a pile of metal springs and cogs. So like little robotic clockwork parts. There's just in a pile of those.
Okay, just one moment. I'm going to work on what I'm building.
Okay. So that's what... Are any of you interested in grabbing anything off of those piles?
Well, Dana, looks at Thwompkin and she's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't need anything anyway. My pockets are full.
Those colored pencils look pretty good.
They do look pretty good. You might even be able to get a whole set out of them. Like all three colors.
What will I draw?
Henry wants to take a colored pencil, attach some wheels to it,
Okay.
and a doll head to like where the eraser is, and make like a train pencil doll head thing.
Jeez.
Henry,
I told you I was Frankensteining.
give me a brainy roll, Henry.
Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna eat a cookie.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my ability.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a 12.
Oh.
Henry, you see the gears, you see the pencils, you see the doll's head, and your little brain starts to formulate plans, and you just start wildly grabbing stuff out of the piles, and there's a little bit of string, you grab and you tie that together, and Henry is just maniacally giggling to himself as his little claws move at 1,000,000 miles an hour as he's grabbing pieces and there's toys flying all over the place. Henry, you've crafted, I don't know what you want to call it.
Doug 2.0.
But Doug 2.0, basically. Whatever you've crafted, whatever you decide to call it, you can use it in combat to cause scared to an enemy. And since it's on wheels, you can use it from any range. How about that? It's a single-use item.
Heck is that?
It's a single-use item, but you can just basically roll it from anywhere on a successful attack and cause scared on top of the attack.
I'm calling it my scary train.
Scary train is perfect.
Scary Berry.
Scary train with wheels thing. Yeah. It's Doug 2.0.
Well, Falcon's gonna be looking for a door. Or way out.
What are you uncomfortable in this?
Something about this is making him uncomfortable.
Yeah, probably.
Falcons, look what I
Why?
found.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but where is
Look at
this
what
all
I made.
coming from? Like,
Roll with that Falcons.
where they come from though?
Henry is so pleased with whatever he's made.
I mean, that's cool. That's,
No, other dolls
okay,
in
it's
the
scary.
other room. These are the pieces that were missing. They came from that room.
But there's like all these parts here, but like no one's putting them together, or like
I am. I'm putting
Okay,
heads
I mean, like,
on waves.
why are they
I'm
in
putting
boxes?
arms on
This
heads.
is probably the Wiz, and we got rid of him.
there's so many toys. It's like every kid at the orphanage could like have a toy with this, and so
Yeah.
it's like we should like find a way back so that way we can like bring kids and they can all make their own toys.
Look,
That's a great
this
idea.
one. Look at this one. This one's got 417 arms on it, and I fling it across the room.
Whoa.
Look at this one. It's all heads. Boop, boop, boop. All heads. Fling it across the room.
We can't carry all them plunkins.
Oh,
We
yeah,
just have to
I know.
remember where it is.
Yeah,
Ignatius.
that's what I said. Yeah, we bring kids and they can build their own.
Ignatius, every time you throw one of these weird, multi-limbed monstrosities that you're putting together,
Frankendoll.
Frankendolls, every time they land, because you're not very good at it, you're just kind of like shoving things together. There's just like an explosion of limbs every time they hit the ground.
Oh, I love it. A doll grenade.
Doll grenade.
Oh, no.
Arms going everywhere.
Well, maybe you
So
should keep
cool.
one of those.
And it's like, you know, you ever be in the playground and there are no toys around because the toys are claimed? And with this, if we have kids make their own toys, it's no one would want toys. It's like Cindy with an ice head.
Yeah. Well,
But
it's just
wait-
talking sense.
Where are these coming from, though?
But how?
We'll go
It
find
took
out.
us like days and days and days and hours
Has it?
to get here, and I don't know how we would get other kids back here. I don't even know where I'm really smart, but I don't even know where Lady Chastity's is. I think we've left.
Maybe it's right there. If
I
we
don't know
need to
where
I
look
we
at
are.
think
the
we're our
door.
own family, and I think we're just on our
Jason,
Oh,
Yes.
do any of these toys, like if Flumpkins look familiar?
Give me a crafty roll.
Natural 6! 9.
Nice.
Flunkins, these toys do look familiar.
Wait a minute. I know that toy. Wait, I know that. Wait, I know that ball. See,
quit being
that's
silly.
no, and look. That's a block that I put my claw in one time because I squeezed it too hard because I was really excited. I had a toy. See, look, my claw still fits.
Look, I got another doll with 5 heads on it. It's my Ninja Star doll grenade, and I'm gonna put it in my bag.
All right, you've got a Ninja Star doll grenade.
Wait, these are. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I need from you. Give me a cool roll.
Oh,
Oh,
dang it! That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay, you did manage to put this thing together and not have it explode in your bag the second you put it in your pillowcase. One-time use Ninja Star doll head grenade. If you toss it from spitting distance, it'll do. Ooh, let me think how I want to do this.
You can tell me later if you want to let it simmer.
I'm gonna let it simmer for a bit. Yeah, I got to think of how I'm gonna do an area of doll head grenade.
I'm willing to wait for that.
Give me a little bit and I'll figure it out. Yeah.
Hey, so where are these?
Yes.
They're coming from Lady Chastity's, which means Lady Chastity's can't be far.
no, probably.
We will
Oh,
call.
no, I think it's so far. I don't
Yeah.
think we should go back.
But someone's taking all the toys. What if they end up taking all the toys eventually? There'll be no toys in Lady Chastity's.
Well, now
There are
there's
no
not.
toys in Lady Chastity's anyway.
Anyway,
Well, no.
now you know where they all are.
Yeah.
Ah, they're all here.
Well, we have to go back to tell the Triangle what's going on anyway, so
Why do we need them? We've done just fine on our
they
own.
don't.
What a
We don't need them. They
flag.
need us.
Yeah.
I know, but they think we hurt Big Cindy.
No, they don't.
How do you know that?
The
The
Invisible Grandpa.
Invisible Grandpa said no one will remember.
Yeah. Invisible Grandpa
know.
said that no one will remember.
And Invisible Grandpa said nobody will remember us. Why do we think they will know us at Lady Chastity's? We can just go.
Invisible
We can
Grandpa.
just be on our own.
How you know
Henry.
Invisible Grandpa can make him out Lady Chastity's different? You believe that? You believe everything you told Henry? Is that how you so smart?
No, I do not believe everything I'm told, but I will tell you one thing, is that nobody's come looking for us, and we've been gone way more than a
That's
day.
because we're fast.
Well, Henry,
I don't
where do you
think
want
Lady
to go?
Chastity's really cares about us.
No. That's why they feed us classy food. Like that.
I know, I won't go
Every-
back there.
Buddy, give me a cuteness roll. Except
mind
for
if I do.
Henry.
That would be a 5 total.
6.
I mean, I do have a response for Thwompkins, but
Okay. Give me just a moment.
that was a statement there.
It's an 8
Yes.
for me.
Thwompkins and Daybella, when Henry uttered the words, "Nobody cares about us." Ooh, that hurt. Take a grump, both of you. Oh,
But that's
Ignatius, you don't care.
He's known about that for a while.
Yeah.
But
Because they stupid there. They're big
Yeah.
meanies.
But Jacques cares and Cindy cares. I mean, she cares.
Maybe.
But then she says, "I gotta get her juice." And but
Maybe when she remembered you.
Well, Thwompkins hasn't thought too that
You're right.
deep into that.
No, this is omnipotent voice of the narrator again. Thwompkins, I'm your inner monologue.
huh? Wait, that voice again.
You don't have to go back, Henry. I'm going.
Why?
Why am I going? Because I was told that we could be a part of the triangle, and those kids were nice to us, and they're going to give us cookies, and I don't
Why
want to
don't we
sit
be
in
a
this
part of
stupid
our-
dollhouse anymore. She
Why
starts stomping off, trying to find a door.
Wait a second. I thought we decided we were our own family.
You decide that for us, Henry.
I'm not trying to decide that for us. We talked about that when we were in Rusty Rails.
No.
That's true. We did. All of us did. We loved it there. We should go back
That
there.
doesn't mean you get to decide what the whole group does.
I'm not
go
trying
anywhere.
to decide. I'm just saying I don't know why we want to go back.
I don't either. There's more broken toys here than our Lady Chastity's, and we don't have no nurses telling us what to do.
I
you gonna
got
do?
friends at Lady
Sit in
Chastity's
the
too.
dolls forever?
No, keep exploring.
Yeah.
Where you want to go?
Food the next door.
Everywhere?
Yeah. Everywhere. And then some.
Exactly. I'm going to just say, though, Daybella, I want to go with you. Like, I don't want to go without you.
Yeah. That's true.
I think it was that we did find out that we were actually brothers and sisters along the way.
Yeah. But that's very smart.
Thwompkins goes over to Daybella, where she stormed off to. She's like,
If you want to go back to Lady Chastity's, I will too. We said we were going to, and I want to be a gargoyle that keeps words.
Made a promise.
How we know where to go? We gotta go all the way back?
Oh, the toys are here. Can't be far.
But we come so far.
Yeah, so maybe it's like a circle.
A circle? Doesn't a circle have 4 corners?
Does it?
No, not that one.
3 corners.
Thwompkins drawing a circle several times, trying to analyze whether or not it has 4 circles or 4 corners.
By that logic, Thwompkins, does that mean we get to go forward and eventually we'll get back to Lady Chastity's?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's what I was
head
saying. Is if we go forward, I think we might not be far.
That could be the worst thing.
Lady Chastity's?
What? What? Oh, yes.
Daybella dives into the
No.
toys.
Maybe.
Scrooge McDuck style. Just
What's the matter, Daybella? You have a change of heart?
No, I've never heard of Lady Chastity's before. Where would you get that
What?
idea?
Lady Chastity's a ghost. Quit being silly. See, I know things.
Thwompkins is looking around.
Hi, I'm Thwompkins.
Hello, Thwompkins.
Every time.
I know Lady Chastity is a ghost. I meant the orphanage in general. Are you from there?
I am.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Excuse me, but I live in Rusty Rails.
Daryl is peeking out from the pile trying to find the boys.
Thwompkins blinks in
Well, being
confusion as to
sneaky.
why everyone's lying.
Henry wants to make a guile roll to see if he can make him think he's not from Lady Chastity.
All right, go ahead. The rest of you, while Henry's trying to trick the voice he can't see.
I rolled a 1, so I got a 7.
Yeah, he doesn't believe that. The door has opened, and there is light on
The
the
big
other
one?
side of the room. No,
Okay.
it's just a regular sized door. and there's bright light coming in from the room, so you only can see the silhouette, and there's just someone standing in the doorway, and he's kind of he doesn't have a real defined shape. It looks like he's just sort of a head and just a blocky silhouette. But it's very thin. Whatever it is, it's very... Whoever this person is, he's very thin. You can tell that much. And his voice is like glass grating together, and you almost can feel it inside and outside of your head.
Ugh.
I haven't seen anyone from Lady Cassidy since I left there.
You were from Lady Chastity's?
Wait, you have to too? Not that I'm from there. I'm from Rusty Rails.
You look pretty big for a rat.
Well,
We
you know,
were
Rusty,
adopted by rats.
yeah, that's just where we live now.
Well,
As Ignatius is like, the whole world is being shattered. Like,
well, it's good to have family, even if it's one that you make yourself.
yeah.
I used to have one of those.
What's your name?
My name? Tucked.
Tucked. I like that, Tucked. I like you.
Wait a second. Are you Nadia's friend?
You know Nania?
Yeah.
She sent us to find you.
Yeah, Naya. I know Naya.
Oh, I haven't seen Nania in a long time. Yeah, Nani, I guess you could say she's my sister. Before I had to leave the orphanage.
Why did you have to leave?
Do you know Cindy with the spiky hair?
Cindy with an eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another Cindy, but not a Cindy with... I mean, does she have it? I think she's a Y.
Yeah, I remember Cindy. She was a weird kid.
Oh, I know. She's very nice. Smart.
But
And-
she might have super cuties now.
Cindy has super cooties.
Uh-huh.
And people thought we did it, but we didn't.
Yeah, there was a booger watcher and some cats and then these other mean kids and this gang. What was the gang? The
boy.
snotty gang or the booger
Nose biters.
gang?
Ugh.
This makes
Ugh.
that's like gross.
Maybe you all better come on in.
Okay.
It will help. It will help if I know where I'm coming into.
Thrompkins goes over to Daybella and helps her out of the pile
Okay.
and gives her a hug. And gives her a hug.
Pushing off the dolls.
And gives her a hug.
Oh.
Plumpkins.
Aw.
As you walk closer to the door, Henry, Tucked begins to become more clear. He's bald. His skin is a mottled gray. But the most noticeable thing about him are the 8 dangling tentacles from his mouth as they quiver ever so slightly at your approach, and he backs up.
Nadia said you did look like an octopus. Nice to meet you, Tucked.
It's nice to meet you too,
He looks at you for a second.
Henry.
What's an octopus?
I'm sorry, sir. I did not give you my name.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's been so long since anyone's come around. I forgot to not look into your head.
Why you being weird?
My head's full of rocks.
Thwompion's head is full of rocks, so be careful. But also, sir, I did not give you permission to look inside my head, so I would appreciate you staying out of it.
You're right, and I'm sorry.
Oh, you can look at my head.
It's something I can't always help, but I will do my best.
There's nothing in my head to look for. Stay out.
That's true.
You can look at mine instead of everyone else's. That's fine.
He looks at you, Thwompkins.
It's already pretty crowded in here. I wouldn't look.
Well, that was a quick trip.
Well, it probably has some interesting things, seeing some interesting current memories, at least. Kind of curious of his take on the "you are not going to be remembered."
Well, he didn't know you in the first place, so that...
Yeah, I know,
That
but
might
just
be the- yeah.
but the fact that he, can see that.
I can't see into your head or your head.
And he points at Thwompkins and Daybella.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
There's one
offered.
more room.
You better not look in mine. There's
Oh,
nothing
I guess I
there.
got too many rocks.
No, you've just got a green fog, and you...
Green fog. Oh yeah, I know green fog.
I don't want to look into your head.
He looks at you, Ignatius.
There's too many people in your head, too, but I think for a different reason.
That's why there's nothing there for you.
But I promise I won't look into your delicious heads
Okay.
anymore. Come on in. If Nania sent you here, then you must need help.
I would like the audience to note that every time Jason talks as this NPC, he is making tendril motions with his fingers.
It helps put me in character.
And Tuck stands to the side and motions you in past him.
Goes on in.
Through the doorway. He is tall, probably almost 6 feet tall, so he definitely towers over you. And as you walk in, Ignatius, and each of you as you go in, he just doesn't break eye contact with you as you go in. Just sort of, and his tentacles quiver ever so slightly anytime anyone gets too close to him. But you get the impression he's trying to rein himself in, as it were. But you walk into the room, and it is set up like a workbench, like a workshop. There are tables, workbenches all over with different types of tools and those toy parts. And it seems like he's trying to assemble parts, like he's trying to put toys back together. And
I see what you're doing here.
I'm fixing things.
Why?
Because some things are broken, but nothing's broken forever.
Oh.
Henry shows off his scary trade and says, I was able to fix this. I hope that's okay.
Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it.
Then it's okay.
I don't have a doll head ninja star.
That's too bad. That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it's not my secret weapon.
Right.
So you got the toys from Lady Chastity's and you're fixing them. You're my hero.
I find the pieces that get thrown away from the broken toys, and I'm trying to put them back together. I have a lot of time down here by myself. I'm trying to fix the broken things.
Why you down here anyway? How you get here?
Well, how did you get here?
Walking.
There was
It's a long story.
there was the toilet river, and then there was the rusty whales, and then there was the people and Doug, and then there was
Oh, you went on Doug?
the punicorn, and they were really
Oh.
gross, they were greasy, and then there was the
Meta magic.
we fell through a hole, and then we got split up, and
Yeah,
things.
that's pretty much what happened to me too, although I mostly just went down a hole in the laundry room and ended up here.
Does he point literally to a hole?
Yeah.
Wait, that goes to the laundry room?
Yep.
Wait, so we're like the Lady Chastity's laundry room?
Well, you're underneath it. Yep.
that's not good.
Full circle!
I don't know why it's a circle.
You went there and back again. Yes, very good.
It.
But maybe you should tell me everything.
And that's where we're going to end it today, as you all catch tucked up on your adventures so far.
I had to cut Thwompkins off from telling his very first memory and everything after that.
I mean, if worse comes to worse, he can always just find it himself.
Thwompkins offered.
He's trying not to. Yeah. So, those of you who are listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Babies and Broadswords. Listening at home. Where else would you be listening at? Listening in your car, no thank you. Pay attention to the road.
If you're listening to work, get back to work.
Get back to work. If
You
you're
don't have
listening
to.
Or not.
I
don't.
care.
I mean,
I honestly don't.
And if you're listening to us while you're trying to go to sleep, rest well, sweet dreams. Don't
If you're
dream
listening to
of...
us while you're trying to go to sleep, this is probably the worst podcast you can listen to while trying to go to sleep.
Lee does have a different podcast where
Yes.
her voice is quite honey.
Might be a little bit more helpful.
Check out Abstract Adventures that Lee hosts, although Paddler isn't exactly conducive to letting anybody float off to dreamland.
Once in a while.
But thank you so much for joining us here today. We're going to do a little big kid chat, so if this is the part where you leave us, thank you, Paddlers, and we'll see you next time. But if you're sticking around, nerds, then wait for it. Nerd time! Hey! Hey! Hey, nerds!
I don't know where Ignatius ends and Jimmy begins.
None of us do anymore.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one with that problem.
Role playing is basically just barely contained psychosis. So
Contain?
Saw a meme that said D&D is the game where you can have a lucid trip with 4 other people without drugs.
Without drugs, yeah, everyone agrees to have a mass hallucination.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I do know someone who says, I don't want to play tabletop because I don't want to be part of other people's therapy.
Yep, that's also
That's
it.
fair.
You're all part of my therapy.
Some mind players.
I'm working through some stuff.
We see that.
Tuck has a lot to work through.
Tuck has a lot of work to work through.
And that's okay.
That's all right. He's getting there. So we wanted. Speaking of Tuck, although Tuck is fine, Tuck is only a monster on the outside. We did want to talk about making monsters today, because one of the things that we're hoping folks do as they make their own games is make their own monsters. So as you out there, you sitters who are ready to start your games, and you know, our book comes with a pretty wide range of different types of enemies, but you're going to want to make your own depending on what game. And we wanted to talk about sort of what the process is so that you have a little more information on how to do that. So
Don't get us wrong. We're making more monsters as we speak.
Oh, absolutely.
We got a lot more coming.
Always.
We got a lot more coming. There's
Hold
always...
on. I got a
Yeah.
question.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Jack, please
Jason,
ask your question.
I'm
For
a-
me?
Thwompkins is a monster.
He is.
According to some other things, he's a monster.
Right.
So
He is a monster.
I think we need to lay out a little bit more on the fact that we're talking about opposition.
Got you. That's a very good
Challenges.
point. Yes.
Challenges that take the shape of sentient beings, and sometimes
Yes.
not.
Possible beasties. Things for your bestiary. Possible combatants.
One thing I did notice about one of our monsters is we said Invisible Grandpa like 9 times. He's not showing up anymore, guys. He's free.
Did we?
I just wanted to point that out.
Did we literally say it?
I said it at least 3 times. You said it at least 2 times.
But
Yeah.
not when we were recording.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't-
It was in character.
It was in
Because,
character.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
when we were talking about what happened.
Yeah.
Invisible Grandpa said this. Invisible Grandpa said that. Invisible Grandpa. He's changed. He's changed, guys.
Hey, Jimmy. Good job picking up on that.
Gold star? Gold
I'll
star?
give him a gold star for picking up on that.
Heyo!
I got your back, Jimmy.
Thank you. Be a
But
big
yes,
kid before you know it.
the parameters around Invisible Grandpa have changed.
And your beasties can too.
And your beasties can too. They can change their doubt. So, Jimmy, you've made a couple. Or actually, let's go to Aaryn. Aaryn, you've made a couple of monsters.
I sure have.
Tell us about your process. What goes into creating a Babies and Broadsword monster?
Well, I would say that first off, I just kind of try and think of something that's kind of fun. And I also was trying to find different things because I came in and Jason had some monsters in the book. And so I wanted ones with different abilities. So specifically, I wanted to make ones that did different things than we had already established. So I think I kind of started from abilities. Like I wanted the cream spinach mound was able to like pull everybody close and not let people run away. And the scary doll was just scary and not really doing much harm, but just, being creepy.
Which is its own harm. Yeah.
Spoopy.
Exactly. So I think that that's where I kind of started with, was I wanted different kinds of opponents.
With different kinds of
Or
effects.
powers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, it seems
It's a good
to
place to start, yeah.
keep in mind, especially with a game like Babies and Broadswords, the idea that it's not exactly has to be something you need to beat up.
Right.
That's
I
the
mean-
number one rule. Like,
Almost all of our things except for I guess a sewer monster, we hardly beat anything up. So
No, I agree with that. But I think that it is important that your monsters have different skill sets
Oh, yeah.
so that you have to overcome them in different ways.
of course,
So it's not boring.
Exactly. But that's an excellent point to keep in mind, is that you don't have to beat your monsters by beating your monsters. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times that the kids have come across a barky dog or a blinky kitty or some sort of animal, they've petted it into submission. They've hugged it. That plays into the whole idea of different types of damage coming out of the same pool. So a kick is just as effective as a pet, or boring somebody is just as effective as punching them. It's about overcoming the challenge, not necessarily about beating up.
And
something.
in a Patreon exclusive episode that we just recorded, conflict was resolved in some other way other than beating it up. I won't do spoilers because you should join our Patreon and actually listen to it. Aaryn did a beautiful job of being our sitter for myself, Jimmy, and an actual patron.
Not only as a Patreon.
Yeah, only as a patron. Yeah.
Listen to these type of things. If you choose, you can participate.
Wait, a patron can play
Oh, yes.
with us?
One already did.
What?
And again,
pretty
Aaryn
cool.
did
It
an
was
amazing
pretty
job as sitter.
Pretty cool.
And
So
again,
that parasocial relationship becomes a real relationship.
Really social.
A really social relationship.
And we met our number one fan. And
We
it
did.
was awesome. You do meet your heroes. It happens. It's real life.
Are you saying you're
You
his
mean
hero?
our hero, Ryan?
No.
Yes.
I met my hero.
Our patrons are our heroes.
Yes.
They are. They are.
But, like, really.
What about the flavor of your monster, your enemy? What sort of things do you try to build as far as the type of creature or the essence of the monster? Because throwing some stats on something is fine, but what makes it a memorable monster or creature is sort of the story behind it.
I mean, she already said the flavor was cream spinach.
Dun, 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 dun. I think it all depends on like the situation, right? So
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you have like the scenario in your head, and then you have the obstacles that the players need to overcome, and then you decide what those obstacles are, and it all kind of falls into place from there. So the flavor is going to be different each time, and you just kind of get the hang of figuring out what that is and figuring out how to get that inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times, especially if you're moving on through an adventure and you had something planned, but things aren't really going that way, the way that you originally saw, there's no problem swapping out another creature or even just reflavoring one already to fit your situation.
In the adventure that I ran yesterday, I took the cream spinach monster and made it into a mud monster. So
Spoiler alert.
it was
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Muddy Buddy.
It was a muddy buddy.
Yep.
And so,
But it was very. I mean, the same. He had the same abilities. I just didn't use the names that we had made.
They don't want you to know that, but you can do that with any game.
it's true. It's true. Shh.
The cops can't stop you.
Well, you can't because you can reflavor the cops.
Stop! RPG cop! Put your hands up! Put your pencils where I can see them!
Put the dice on the ground. You were saying something, Jimmy?
I think that where I like to gain inspiration, because I'm a very mechanics-driven person, so it's easy for me to come up with mechanics, and I think they're on the opposite token from me, people who are just very creative and struggle with mechanics. So for a guy like me, if it's really easy to just come up with mechanics, and I want to inflict this condition, and I want these numbers. I like to watch what kids are afraid of or what they react to.
Yes.
And that's the number one place where I get my monster and character inspirations is how did that kid act? What were they afraid of? What were they just, it might be the first time a kid saw a hot dog or something on a roller. And that's a very frightening thing for all of us when we walk into 7-Eleven and there's that hot dog on a roller. It smells horrible, and if you eat it, what's going to happen.
I mean, this tells me so much
Strangely
about
drawn
you.
to it, nonetheless. Yeah.
2 for $1?
Traumatic experience.
The truly
Hot dog.
most terrifying part of those hot dog rollers is how much you want that hot dog.
It's such a good deal.
The
You
glistening.
can't pass up the savings.
I go from horrified to intrigued to enticed.
Okay, so anyway,
It's like my first marriage.
Indigestion.
Hey-oh! All right. Yep.
it's definitely given tummy aches. It's that's the easy part there.
That's the easy part.
So that's the way I look for inspiration.
That's a good idea, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I usually build. I'm the opposite of Jimmy. I will usually find the thing that scares the kid first, and then try to figure out how that would manifest in a physical way. So the monsters that I focus on tend to be kind of existential fears made real. and that's pretty much every game
Thanks,
that I DM. But
Oh man.
but for kids, it's a different, and for our game, it's a different. The existential dread is more what's behind the closet door, and what's under the toy box, and what's under the bed, that sort of thing.
So that's why Jason keeps pushing a certain Cthulhu Elder God baby expansion.
Yes, Crawl Up Cthulhu. I'm gonna do it one of these days.
This is why Jason has to be the sitter and can't be a player, because he would just be too scared of these monsters.
That would be terrifying. But the thing to keep in mind at the end of the day is that the game is about giving your players a challenge that they need to overcome. We have enough monsters in the book that you can kind of get an idea of what the formula looks like, what building blocks to build on, but your monster is really what you want to make it. Your challenge is what your players can handle. So don't be afraid to change things around on the fly. Don't be afraid to just kind of Frankenstein something. Don't be afraid to just take one of ours and call it something else. The key is that your players feel like they're accomplishing something when they subdue, defeat, beat, befriend the creature.
And if you are concerned about what you've made, like Aaryn recently, she's played the game quite a bit, and she bounced ideas off of us. Bounce ideas off your player, and message us. We're regular people.
Absolutely.
We'll get back with you.
Join our Discord and talk to us directly.
Yeah.
And if we see an idea that we like, we will steal it.
Now,
I've said it before. I'm not changing my. Yeah.
Now, I will also say that to also make sure with your players and make sure that they don't have anything that's really kind of like a no-no. Like in another group, I know a player who is arachnophobic. He doesn't want to hear about spiders at all. Mm-hmm. So we know better than to throw anything spider-related.
That's a good call, Jack. Keep your players in the loop with what you're doing a little bit.
And especially if you're playing with kids, nothing too scary,
No.
Yeah.
No more dog
Speaking
train.
of which, I'm terrified of spiders. I need to probably make a spider monster.
I was going to say, I just found out Lee doesn't like clowns, apparently, so... But thank you so much for sticking around and listening to another episode of Babies and Broadswords. Find us on all the social medias. Follow us on those social medias where you have found
Twitter,
us.
Instagram,
Twitter,
Facebook.
Instagram, even Footing Games.
Discord.
Join our Discord. We really do like chatting with people. If you want to play or get first look at new stuff, check out our Patreon. We do have things in the works. We're trying to get our next Babies and Broadswords related project out in the next couple of weeks. Although by the time you hear this, it might already be out. Time is a flat circle.
Full circle.
But we are working on new stuff all of the time. But the only way you're going to know about it is if you follow us.
And follow us on social media. Don't follow me home or anything like that. I mean, I'll try to be a good host and everything like that, but
I won't. I'm rude. But from all of us here at Even Footing Games presents Babies and Broadswords, thank you, Poddlers, so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.